What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. Hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, this week has been very difficult. So was last week. The past 2 weeks have been pretty difficult in general. You'll see that my accuracy has pretty much disintegrated into nothing, which isn't the best. But with CPI and everything next week, hopefully we do have a much stronger week. Nonetheless, you can see our price continue to tread on higher today, even though I expected lower prices. Friday can still deliver to the downside, so I am still, holding on to that, because generally speaking, I do still want to see a down close week, even though this week has this huge wick now, and we're coming back inside our range. I would like to think that we'll still get a down close, and because of that, I'm still allowing for price to trade on lower. Nonetheless, you can see we traded up into this massive daily fair value gap, just about missing that 50% level, which is quite interesting. And again, we're staying below the fair value gap. And what fair value gap am I talking about? This one right here. So between this low and this high, you can see our volume is staying below it. So this is still, although we are treading on higher and price is continuing to press on higher, the fact that volume staying below it is still bearish to me, which is why I'm finding it difficult, or I'm not just chasing price and saying, oh, we must be going higher. It's really not that simple. But nonetheless, tomorrow I'd like to think we do have a down close day, as you can imagine, and that means, to help us frame that, I am going to be looking at the long wick right here, 50% level of that specifically, and if that holds up in price, then I'm happy to remain bearish on dollar and then long on the pairs. So let's get that 50% marked out, and then as we drop down to a low time frame, we know that's the very highest we're willing to allow price to trade for us to remain bearish for dollar. But nonetheless, it is Friday and end of the week. I certainly won't be trading, but nonetheless, that's very high, so I'd want to see price trade tomorrow. And then we do now have relatively equal lows below here, so I would like to think that we can target these lows, but considering it's Friday and we had high impact news, and you see that the market didn't move much off the market didn't move much off the news at all. It's been a quiet consolidated week because of it. We haven't had much expansion, much movement at all, so that in general has slowed us down. And then what you'll also see is there is a gap between this close and this open, so technically there's a gap right there, so we can investigate this as we drop down to the lower time frames, because obviously opening there and closing there creates a gap, which should act as a fair value gap. So once we trade below it, or if we manage to get through it, we can use that as resistance to send price lower, or if we manage to stay above it, it'll simply act as support. So let's now drop down to the 4-hour time frame, and you'll see that gap is here as well, visible, so that still remains relevant. You'll see this is now a rejection block level that you can see we've been turned away at very nicely. And again, I'm allowing price to trade up to that 50% level from the daily. Any higher than that, and I will be a bit suspicious, especially since we're taking out highs nearly 3 times now. So we've got this high 1, 2, and then 3. Wow, 2, like, you know what I mean? We're taking out a high here and then here. We've stabbed through highs 3 times. This is, ICT spoke about this, it's called a 3 drivers pattern or something. Before a break lower, this tends to happen. Now, I'm not saying that this is one of those moments. I haven't studied that enough to know. However, it would, if it is, then I'll talk more on this in another video. However, it wouldn't surprise me, is what I'm saying, if price does manage to trade on lower based off the fact that we ran out highs once, twice, relatively equal lows below daily lows as well, and the fact that we're just hanging around the opening price from Sunday as well. We're still hanging around that level. So let's go to the 1 hour now, and you'll see how we ran up off the back of news, grabbed those stops, and instantaneously traded on low and started breaking on lower. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting, really. Where's that midnight opening? Our Sunday opening price is right here. Let's get that delineated. We'll make that dash, and we'll make that this color. Actually, it's a little bit hard to recognize. Let's make that like so. So now we know that's the Sunday opening price, and the fact that we're hanging around it again, it's either going to act as support or resistance. So like I said, ideally we do trade lower, but at this point, guys, honestly, it's very difficult to say. It does feel obvious that, oh, there's a fair value gap there. Why isn't it going to that? And the reason I'm against that fair value gap is because on the weekly, we are still bearish, as in we should still be hunting for sell stops and sell side liquidity and imbalances such as this one, which is why we need to keep that in mind. Nonetheless, we can drop down to the 15-minute time frame, and you can see our price just meandering around. So we do have this breaker, this last down close candle before the up move. So we have a high, a low, a higher high, and prices ran lower. So now we can look at this breaker, or the wick of it, and ideally this will act as a nice level of resistance for price if we do manage to retrace into it. So let's get that delineated like so. and then we can write 15-minute breaker, and it'll be interesting to see how price acts once it trades into that. So let's get that written out. 15-minute breaker, and there is also a fair value gap in that as well. Any higher than this fair value gap, then a whole nother story, but ideally this will provide enough resistance, and then we can comfortably short, expecting us to run towards these lows. Now again, we don't have any high impact news tomorrow, so it could very well be another quiet day, especially with it being Friday and, you know, CPI and whatnot happening next week. So that's going to be everything on dollar. Again, here's that breaker, high, low, higher, high. We're looking at that last down close candle, which we already have delineated. Again, beautiful fair value gap there. So it'll be nice to see if price can reach up into there and then turn at that point. Any higher, it will simply use it as support and run for this high. However, like I said, if we were to trade any higher than this high, as far as I'm concerned, price would have already done it. Like, we wouldn't have needed a retracement this deep. So yeah. Now let's head on to GBP USD, which of course has been misbehaving as well. And what do I mean by misbehaving? Well, we can clearly see that GBP traded on higher and dollar also traded on higher today. So what's that about? Well, we already know GBP is messing about. Not ideal at all. But obviously, if we're expecting dollar to trade on lower, which is our overall bias, then you'd want to think that GBP can trade on lower as well. So based off that, we can look at some PD arrays. We do have this order block right here. We traded to the open off it, and you can see we haven't really got a reaction off it yet. The 50% level of this order block should also be very sensitive to price. So let's get that delineated, and you'll see that lines up right here. And that's what we call mean threshold. So any higher than that, and this order block is not valid, because the mean threshold of it should be able to hold price. So let's get that delineated like so. And then what we can do is we drop down to the lower time frames. We can see if there's any PD arrays that line up with that. And as you can see, voila, there's a 4-hour bearish order block right there as well. So it'd be nice to see if price can continue to rally into that on pound, and then at that level, at that point, I'd want to think that we can reverse and pull back into our range. We did come down and grab stops before this large trade higher, which is nice to see. But again, if we're expecting potential higher prices on dollar, then we'd want to see lower pound. But like I said, the fact that pound and dollar have traded higher today is not ideal at all. So you can see large expansion, we're just consolidating. Again, this is that level I was talking about. We do have a little down close candle here, which can act as kind of a breaker, which lines up nicely with that mean threshold of the order block I'm talking about. So basically, I just want to see, can we get up there? Then once we get there, I'm waiting to see how we respond to it. That's everything on pound. But yeah, as I was saying, pound is moving crazy right now. And let's finish up on Euro USD. Euro came down, grabbed some beautiful stops. We will go to the daily. And again, if we're expecting lower dollar, we want to see higher euro as well. Now we have this large wick that managed to grab out stops below Tuesday's low, Wednesday's low, and Monday's low, and we came off of it. So now we're going to use that large wick the same way we did on dollar, and you already guessed it, we're looking at the 50% level, which is what we call consequent encroachment, and ideally this will get respected. Even better if we respect the 25% level, which is here. But what we will do is we'll drop down and try and find some PD arrays to key off, and then we'll be looking for premium, such as these highs right here. So let's now head down to the 4-hour, and you'll see our price came down, grab those stops. There's that 50% level. This does seem very deep for a retracement at this point. So ideally, the very lowest I'd want to see price go is the 25% level. And then after that, we can start looking at the buy side liquidity. But first, we always obviously have this 4-hour bearish order block to get through first. So we might find that price trades into that, reacts off it, and then it might struggle to get to that buy side liquidity, especially tomorrow. So I'm not too fussed about this high right now. More so, I'm just aiming to get up here in line with dollar, ideally, and I say ideally with emphasis, trading lower. Let's now drop down to the 1-hour, and you'll see again came beautiful run on stops below these relative equal lows here, here. We came down, grabbed those, and then we're coming off of it. So it'll be interesting to see, can this bullish order block, which lines up with that 25% of the consequent encroachment, can that hold price? If it doesn't, a whole other story, I'm not really involved, but I'd like to think that it can, to then send us up into our premium and where that bearish order block is that I was talking about. Let's go to the 15-minute real quick, and you can see we're just kind of meandering up. Not the best price action at all. And yeah, should be quite interesting. But that's going to be everything, guys. Not expecting too much tomorrow. CPI next week, so definitely stay tuned for Sunday's video, where we'll hopefully be able to break price down a little bit better. Also, I do plan on doing an IP to data range video if I get the time as well, so do stay tuned. So don't forget to smash like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the Discord, join the mailing list, turn on post notifications as well, and I'll catch you on Sunday. Peace.